Well, the time has come. After 5 wonderful years in this shop, I'm going to be leaving. And it's kind of sad, honestly. If you don't know, I used to live here in the back room. Um, so this has been my home for 5 years. Building, built hundreds of bikes here, worked on tons of bikes for customers, built some really cool stuff, found some really cool stuff, and just had a lot of cool parties, a lot of cool people come through. And man, it's just been 5 years has flown by like nothing. And it's crazy to think about. But we got a new building. Me and Becky, my wife, we just closed on a new building that we own down in Wilmington, kind of near Long Beach. And that's where we live anyways. So it made sense for me to move my shop closer there. Right now I'm driving an hour each way to and from work, and that just sucks. I hate traffic. So it made sense. It was the time. So we got to leave this shop behind. We're leaving LA in general behind. The city's kind of gone to shit. The homeless people are just taking over everything. It's so dirty outside. You got to worry about my shit getting stolen every day. I've never done a shop tour of, this building. So I just kind of started YouTubing recently, and I haven't had a chance to just show what the shop is, and show everything. So I'm going to do a little run through now, and then I'm going to show you guys the new place. It's May 18th right now, and I want to be all moved into the new shop by June 1st. So got lots of stuff going on over there. The floors are fucked. I got to figure out something to do with that. Got to move the machines over, the CNC mill, the lathe, all sorts of shit. And so that's going to be fun. Also, it doesn't have a garage door. So we're getting one of those put in. It's got a big front entrance. We're just going to take out all the doors and just put a roll-up door on the outside. And then I also have to make a little concrete ramp so we can get bikes and stuff into the building. Honestly, the building is more of like a retail style building. It's not really a warehouse like this is, but we're making it work for what we want to do because it was cheap and we got a good deal. I mean, what more could you want? We got prime real estate on Pacific Coast Highway in California. It may be in the hood right now, but hopefully in 20 years, it's not the hood anymore and it's worth a lot more. But yeah, I guess we'll just start at the front of the shop. All right, yeah, this is our parking lot. Tons of bikes always coming in through here. It's nice because we're gated, so we don't have to worry about the homeless people getting in, stealing our shit. That's pretty nice, but here's my favorite part. This was done by our friend Rick, Atlas Graffiti. He's an OG in LA. He's been graffitiing since the 90s. But he hit me up and he's like, I've always wanted to paint a knucklehead motor, or any Harley motor, I guess, on a wall. So I said, let's fucking do it. And he spent probably 2 weeks on this. This is all spray can. And then another friend did the lettering, all sign paint style, with all one shot. So they worked on this thing for like a month and a half, and it's crazy all the work he put in. I mean, he got his projector out and projected it up there and started spraying it all, outlining it, and it's all spray can, which is crazy. But yeah, I'll be sad to leave this behind for sure. So yeah, that's the story on that. And now as we kind of come in here, this looks a lot different now because I currently rent some space to my buddy Kevin, who's going to be taking over this space, but he runs a baseball company, Anytime Baseball. So he's filling all this up with his goods. He makes pitching nets and stuff for pitching machines. So worked out pretty easy that he's just going to take over the rest of the shop when I leave. Yeah, this has kind of always been like our front area. We used to always have bikes here. We had a big sign here. I'll put some photos in of stuff in the past. But you can hear the the sirens of downtown LA. Then to the right here, we have our kitchen. Well, here's the kitchen. Probably never seen this, but we have a fully built out kitchen in this place. Snake and Todd built this whole place out. All this reclaimed wood in here. The sink, we got this like vintage stove over here. They basically built this place out to be a house, you know. And they lived here for several years, and I've lived here for 5 years. It was awesome. We have 4,000 square feet to just play around, build bikes, and do whatever we wanted. Honestly, this place kind of looks like shit now. I kind of just let it go, you know. But at one point when they first built it, it looks really nice. But, you know, if you're running a motorcycle shop, stuff just gets dirty, floors are fucked, everything. So, you know, it doesn't look as good as it once did. But it's been home for the last 5 years. Kind of looks like shit because we had some plumbing issues and we had to do some crazy maintenance a couple years back. My friend Tyler flushed a piece of plastic down the toilet and fucked up our plumbing. We had fucking water coming out the toilet, just all over the ground, shit water everywhere, and it's connected to the unit upstairs. So when they would flush their toilet, it would back up ours and flow water out. It was disgusting. I don't even want to think about it. Alexa, turn on sign. So that's my favorite, another favorite piece of mine. My friend Eric Espinoza had that, and it didn't fit in his garage, and it was just sitting around, so he said, hang it up. It looks awesome. Granted, there's racks in the way now from all the baseball stuff, but I love this being like the centerpiece of the shop. It's cool when you just look in and see all the bikes and the sign, and it's pretty cool. But we're taking that to the new shop too, so we got to find a good spot for that. Here we just kind of have some storage. This is where we usually just keep all the bikes lined up. It's good storage. All these paintings were done. These are all like memorial pieces for people that have passed on, all friends of ours. Yeah, those have been up there a long time. But yeah, here we have all the bikes. Shovelhead, panhead, dirt bike. And then Jan's knucklehead, Jan's old knucklehead. Yeah. We have the tire machine over here, which I don't really use that much anymore, but it's nice to have when you need it. And then this is our boring bar. If we got a set of cylinders that need going through, we bore them on here, and then we take them over to the Sun and Hone. My Harbor Freight toolbox, oil, storage, junk that just accumulates. If you have a flat surface, it just ends up here. Same with any workbench. Yeah, here's the shovel head that we're in the process of building right now. Probably going to have to finish that at the new shop. But, if you look at my other videos, you'll see stuff on that. And this is going to be for my 65 panhead, the one over there. So that'll be coming soon. Here we have our skin packing machine. So this uses the film and the cardboard and the vacuum, and you heat up the film and you take it down and it sucks the air out and packages stuff real nice. I think I got some over here that I got to cut up. So yeah, just kind of packs them on a board like that, and then I cut them up into individual stuff. Here's some racks. This is for one job that I do on the CNC mill. It's just a bunch of different pieces for these Porsches. So we'll be doing that job again soon. So I like to keep everything organized just on there. I got all the different sheets and stuff, so pallets. So that's nice. And then we've been machining a ton of stuff this week, just trying to get stocked up before we move. So we got the mill running tons lately. I've been here like 8-10 hours a day just running the machine. I'm about to go home. I'm just making this video quick. But love that machine, Sile X7. I think we've had it for 2 years now. And yeah, it's been an amazing machine. It's my first machine. I learned on it, but it's awesome now. We're making great parts every day with it. And yeah, can't wait to get 5 more. Over here, we just have, you know, workbench area. I stuff the toolbox under there. Under there, I would usually just keep wheels. You know, you always just accumulate a ton of wheels. And then, you know, more parts storage up there, just old shit, you know, junk everywhere. I'm excited to like clean this out and like organize and hopefully not take too much junk to the new shop. And then here's my baby, FXR. So yeah, I kind of made this the bike area back here. Try to keep all the zones separate. So bike area, fabrication area, lathe area, you know. I'd keep this lift over here because this is where I do like all the welding and stuff before it gets like painted. So I'd do all the dirty stuff on this lift and then it would get painted, come over here, get finished up. Here's our Vapor Honing Technologies Vapor Hone. All of our aluminum engine parts go in there, and some of the steel ones. But that thing is amazing. It's worth every penny. It's made all my motor parts look brand new again. Actually better than new even. Super stoked on that thing. It just uses water and glass bead media. So it's not as harsh as like normal vapor or normal blasting. So, but it leaves a great finish. And then yeah, we got the little rolly bin organizer. I kind of hate it because I just be like stuffing stuff in there and it's not very organized, but I'm probably gonna organize that soon. You know, I just got like tons of fucking remnants, just random parts, you know, just stuff. This is kind of like my machine, my lathe toolbox. Here's our sun and hone in the corner. We do all our rods, our cylinders, anything that can be honed, you know, we do it on here. You know, bushings, everything. It's kind of essential if you're building a motor. You gotta have a sun and hone. There's a old valve grinder down there. I don't really grind valves that often anymore. Most of the time I just buy new ones because they're pretty cheap and good. Here's my lathe. It's just a grizzly Chinese lathe, but it's awesome. It's got quick change gears for threading and, you know, it's great. You know, it's not the like most accurate machine, but like it works great for what I need it for. And here's this massive welding table I got. I bought 2 of these. I used to have another one over there, but I went to this place and they made veterinary like crematoriums. Like they would, yeah, the machines that cremate like dead animals like horses and stuff. Wait, and people. Yeah, they also made the ones that do people. So they made all the cremation machines. So I bought this from their fab shop. They basically gave them to me. I think they were like $100. And they're 1/4-inch steel. They're so heavy, I can't even move this thing around. But I'm gonna basically get rid of this or just give it away if someone will take it. I just don't want to lug this big heavy thing to the new shop. But yeah, here's my little bandsaw. Cut all my stock for all the machining stuff. This thing's great. I've had it for like a decade and it's just the best thing ever. It's the HEM saw. I think they're from like somewhere in Europe, but they're amazing. So back here we have like a little bonus room. It's like the little dungeon. It's not technically part of our shop. It's like the alleyway, but it's got a roof on it. So we just stuff it full of stuff. So back there I have a bunch of parts storage. I got some shelves you can't really see. But yeah, it goes back quite a ways. And yeah, we just, everything that we don't want to be seen, we just stuff back there. I always hated like how shitty I ran all the lines in this place because I just never had time. I was always just busy. But hopefully I want to do it right in the new shop. I don't like the way all that looks. And Snake and Todd, the guys that were in here before, they were very handy. Snake is a grip on set, so he's always working on film sets. He's always rigging stuff and building stuff. So they built out this whole place. Like they built these walls. These are like the 2 bedrooms. Like that's mine. That was my friend Tyler's that used to live with me. So yeah, they're pretty cool. They're like old barn door style. And then yeah, these were the rooms. Now they're just full of junk. Mine's still kind of my office, so I'll show you that one. It's super messy in here, but yeah, some junk. Got my little photo studio for shooting the parts. Yeah, here's my desk. Here's where I keep all the parts and t-shirts and merch and everything. Just all shelves. So this is where all the parts get shipped out. Here's our moose. I have no idea where that came from. It was just here. When I inherited a ton of stuff when I took the space over because they just didn't want to take anything. So this is mine now, I guess. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, you know. This is, everything. So yeah, we got to take all this stuff and move it to the new building and organize it and make it not look like shit. So all in like 10 days because I don't want to pay 2 rents, 2 buildings. That sucks. So yeah, we'll see what we got going on. It's Sunday right now. I think Wednesday I got the roll-up door going in. I got my electrical getting done right now by the homie Energy Reimagined on Instagram. If you need any wiring, electrical stuff, go hit him up. He's great. He's awesome. He's busting it out. He's getting everything wired for my 220, for all the machines, my 3-phase stuff for the mill. But yeah, we're going to head over to the new shop this week and I'll show you guys around and we'll see what's up.